Would it shock anyone to know that I don't trust them? Would it shock anyone to know that I don't believe they're there to help you? Would it shock anyone to believe I believe that they are there to trip you up at every opportunity, latch on every mistake you make it out to be saying it isn't, and ultimately their goal is to get you back inside where you're worth 35 grand a year. On road you're worth nothing. You probably you might be worth some chump change, but 35 grand a year when you're banged up. Probation don't want you outside. They're dealing with a hell of a lot of people. Think how many people, how many prisoners and just people that have been allocated to go to probation for whatever punishment that a probation officer has to see. One probation officer, hundreds, thousands in a year, who knows? I'm not justifying it. If they can't handle the job, then they shouldn't do it. If they're not in it for the right reasons, they shouldn't do it. If they're in it to just bang prisoners up, they shouldn't do it. There's so many rules put in place for you to make you trip up. It's not just, okay, come here once a week, sign your name in, and then go. Why ain't it that? They've never helped me, by the way. I've been banged up. Listen, I don't make excuses for what I did. Really don't. There's reasons why there's reasons, right, real reasons. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. Maybe that isn't. Maybe they are excuses. But fact, probation never once housed me ever. Ever. I've been banged up, what, 10 times? What, 9, 10 times? Never once housed me, ever. I was classed as a prolific offender at one point. Top tier. You meant to get all the help you can get. Prolific offender. I was doing 6 years. Didn't talk to them for years and years and years. Then they decided they was going to let me out. Oh, we haven't found you nowhere to live. I've been in jail 4 years. What can I do from in here? You got to do it. I'm a prolific offender. It's your job. It's literally your job. You're not doing me no favours. It's literally your job. No, we haven't got nowhere for you to live. You've got to find yourself somewhere to live. And that's always been the case. I've never been given a hostel. Hostels are shut down now, but they wasn't back in the day. I've never been given nothing. 9 times out of 10, you won't even see or speak to your probation until 10 minutes before you get out, or after you get out, when they're there. I had one say he wanted to pick me up before. I was like, what? I've never met you before, mate. You ain't picking me up from outside to come out to get picked up by probation, mate. I've run off. When you're younger, they're called yacht team, yacht workers, youth offending workers. Yacht team. That was a load of shit, mate, as well. Same thing. They're just dealing with youngers. I mean, everything you say they use against you. Everything they say they use against you. Just to justify their own job. I remember when I was, 18, 19, I used to go to the pub every day. But it was to meet up with people. Some days I wouldn't have a penny in my pocket, or I might have enough money for one beer, or I might go there and punch a beer. But it was just to meet up with the boys, have a laugh, try and pull a bird, play pool, play on the fruit machine. But when you're sitting with probation, this is why you should always, well, in my experience, I always used to take shit to them. Because if you're telling the truth, they just use it against you. Well, yeah, I'll go to the pub. How often do you go to the pub? Every day. How often do you drink? Well, it would be every day, but how often do you get drunk? Not every day. No, nowhere near it. Well, you're an alcoholic then. Why? Because you drink every day. Yeah, but it's like a social thing. And they know what they're on there. These people, do you know what? I don't think they do know. Because they're jobsworths. I think they're picked specifically because they are mindless jobsworths that will just march forward with their little grass in troublemaking ways, regardless. I must be alcoholic. Must be an alcoholic. Must have to do some sort of Alcoholic Anonymous course. No, I ain't doing it. Why? Because I said I ain't. I ain't alcoholic. Just because I go to the pub every day and not get pissed and not drink every day. You know what I mean? That's just an instance of telling the truth, and they use it against you. Well, you're an alcoholic. Then you must have to do a course that we probably provide or run. No thanks. Yeah, and they try and categorize everything. Categorize everything. You know, if you're involved in this crime, you must be this way. If you're involved in that crime, you must be this way. Sat there, been told how I am in real life, and I'm thinking, who's this guy? Who's this person? What are you on about? What are you on about? I just sit there and lie to them as you get older. You just lie. No point talking the truth to these people. I've told it before about, you know, I was sitting, I was having trouble with family before, and I'm sitting there going probation, and I'm telling them the truth, saying, listen, man, this is driving me nuts. This is driving me nuts. They're doing this. They're doing this. They're doing this. When it all comes to a head and I get nicked falsely, and it was all sent to court, proven, kicked out, these 3 idiots were liars. My probation officer used it against me. Said, because you've been moaning about it for so long, basically we've got proof that there's been trouble. What? That they've been giving it, and I've been coming to you and telling you about it. You know what I mean? And you've used it against me, and he used it as an excuse to keep me in jail. Went to court, got remanded, yeah? Reminded till I went to court. Fair enough, what are you going to do? Not guilty, Cody that I'm with goes home that day. I expect to go home, but I'm on licence. I go back to prison. I thought, right, I'll give it a week. I'm writing consistently to this idiot probation officer, getting nothing in reply. Eventually, I get a reply like a week before I get out, or whatever it was. 7 months I ended up doing, yeah. I was innocent, by the way, innocent, totally innocent. I was found not guilty 4 months prior. Because you put yourself in the position to get arrested in the first place is enough for me to keep you in jail on a recall. Like, what position? It was proven in court that nothing happened, literally nothing. And what did happen was on them or me. How's that my fault? But enough of that imaginary situation. So, you know, you're just worth money. Like, I didn't do nothing. Wasn't convicted of any crime, and he didn't even break any rules by just putting me back for putting myself in the position. What a moron this geezer was. What a rigged, flawed system we live in. That's legal. I was an innocent person. Literally did nothing wrong. Because I'd gone probation and sort of being truthful, saying, oh man, I'm having dramas with these people in my ear. They used it against me when I did get caught. If it was up to the probation, they would have been giving evidence for the prosecution. You know, it's ridiculous. They make out they want to help you. Sit down, you know. I want you to write out the pros of living the life you live and the cons of living the life you live. I want you to write down, you know, where you are on a cycle of change. Go away. Are you at abstinence? Are you at lapse? Are you at relapse? Are you a victim? Just imagine you're a little victim. Like, no, I'm not a relapse. I'm not nothing, mate. Today I don't feel like doing nothing. Tomorrow I might. Is that a lapse? Is that a relapse? That's just a made-up word to justify your job. Jog on. Don't trust probation. They ultimately work for the prison service. They go hand in foot with the prison service. Prison service want you in prison. Probation wants to send you to prison. Money. Anyway, if you enjoy that, hit subscribe and we'll chat later. Adios.